Hello and welcome to this video on what is a moderator variable. My name is Geiser, I'm an instructor with Quantfish. In this video I want to explain the meaning of moderation as it applies to statistics, and I like to explain this concept in the context of multiple linear regression analysis. Now, the concept of a moderator variable is much more general and applies to other statistical methods as well, but linear regression analysis is something that is familiar to many people, and it makes it easy to explain how the concept of a moderator variable can be linked to statistical methods. So let's consider a simple multiple linear regression analysis with two predictor variables, like you can see here, where y is the outcome or dependent variable, b0 is a constant intercept term, b1 and b2 are constant regression slope or partial regression coefficients, x1 and x2 are predictor variables or independent variables that are used to predict the dependent variable y, and e is an error term. Now, a multiple linear regression model can be depicted in terms of a path diagram. And so here you can see the first portion of that multiple regression model where y is regressed on x1. And so y could, for example, be fitness. So we may be trying to predict individual differences in fitness among people, and so one predictor variable may be age. We know that as people age, they tend to be less fit, implying a negative relationship between age and fitness. As age goes up, fitness tends to go down. So that's the first portion of that multiple regression model. And then second, we have our predictor x2, which may be exercise. So maybe the amount of hours that individuals spend on exercise, such as jogging or weightlifting or going to the gym. And those two predictor variables may be correlated. In this example, they likely are correlated such that with increasing age, people tend to exercise less, unfortunately, even though it may be good for them. And so here we have our two predictor variables with a negative expected relationship between age and fitness, and a positive relationship expected between exercise and fitness, such that as people exercise more, they tend to be more fit. Now, what you may see in a practical application may be a so-called moderator effect, where first of all, when you look at the overall model, you may see something like that for the relationship between fitness and age. And as you can see here, as age goes up, fitness tends to go down. So with increasing age, we have lower fitness. And so that would be the overall effect that you may see in a given sample, reflecting that expected negative relationship between age and fitness. Now, when you look at this a little bit more closely for different levels of exercise, for example, in people who exercise more or exercise several hours during the week, let's say, the relationship may look like this, where as age increases, fitness does not decline as much as it does overall. And likewise, in a subsample of individuals who do not exercise or exercise very little, you may see a stronger relationship between fitness and age, specifically a stronger negative effect or negative correlation, such that as age increases, they see even more of a decline in their fitness. And so that's then a subset of individuals with low exercise. So you can see here that the relationship between fitness and age in my example depends on, or we could say is conditional on, the level of exercise. It's not constant for different levels of exercise. So you don't find the same size negative association between fitness and age for different levels of exercise. Instead, for individuals who exercise a lot, the relationship is a lot weaker. for individuals who don't exercise, the relationship is a lot stronger. You find a stronger negative correlation. And so that is what is referred to as a moderator effect, where exercise moderates the relationship between age and fitness. Specifically in this case, we speak of a buffering interaction effect or a buffering moderator effect, such that exercise buffers or compensates for the negative effects of age on fitness. As we exercise more, we can halt or we can slow down, so to say, the negative aging effect on fitness. So this is a buffering interaction that we can see here, and in this case, exercise is our moderator. Now, going back to our standard multiple linear regression model that we revisited early on in this little mini lecture, we can plot the graph that is implied by this standard multiple linear regression model. And when we do that, we would actually get something like that. For different levels of exercise, we find exactly parallel regression lines for the relationship between age and fitness as implied by this multiple regression model. And then this means that that's not what we want, right? This is a misspecified model if we assume that exercise is a moderator variable, that the relationship between age and fitness should be different for different levels of exercise, meaning the lines shouldn't be all parallel. We shouldn't find the same correlation for high exercise people as we find for low exercise people, and so those regression lines should be different in slope. They shouldn't all have the same slope. So this means when we have a moderator situation or when we have a hypothesis about a moderating effect, then the standard multiple linear regression model is misspecified. We have to change it. We have to add something to that multiple regression model for it to accommodate that interaction or moderation effect. How do we do that? We can do that by adding something to our model that is called a product term or interaction term, and that is literally simply the product of the two variables age times exercise, x1 times x2, that gets added to the model. So mathematically, an interaction or moderation effect is included by adding a product term. And that may seem strange to multiply two variables, especially two variables that come in such different metrics, like for example, age in years, exercise in hours, perhaps hours of exercise per week. And so you multiply age in years times exercise in hours, but it does make sense. And mathematically, it is correct to add that product term into the equation. So then the equation looks like this. You can see we have a term b3 times x1 times x2 now added to our multiple linear regression model, and that is our interaction effect. The coefficient b3 is a regular partial regression coefficient that characterizes the moderation effect. If b3 is 0, then it means there is no interaction, no moderation effect. In that case, the regression lines would all be parallel for different levels of exercise. We would find no different relationship between age and fitness. However, when b3 is non-zero, this means there is an interaction such that the relationship between age and fitness differs for different levels of exercise. So you take a look at that b3 coefficient, you take a look at whether it's 0, perhaps you also conduct a test of statistical significance to see whether b3 is statistically significantly different from 0, and then if it is, then this means that there is a moderation effect. And then typically what we do in practice is we plot that interaction effect. So we look at, for example, the relationship at the mean level of exercise, and then at the relationship between age and fitness, 1 standard deviation above the mean and 1 standard deviation below the mean, or other meaningful values. And we plot those regression lines for different levels of the moderator to see what the interaction looks like, to better understand what the moderator effect means. Now, one important thing to realize is that an interaction effect is symmetric. So we could equally well, from a mathematical point of view, view age as a moderator. So we could plot the relationship between exercise and fitness for different levels of age, and that would be equally legitimate, like I did in this graph here. You can see that overall, there's a positive relationship between exercise and fitness. As exercise goes up, so does fitness. And now I can plot this for different levels of age. Let's say when age is low, we can expect that fitness, first of all, starts out higher on the left-hand side, and then it increases more with exercise. So exercise in this example is more effective for younger people than it is for older people. When age is high, then the relationship is not quite as strong, meaning you have to exercise more hours in order to achieve a positive result on fitness. When you're older, your body doesn't work as well as when you're young. And so therefore, we could also see age as a moderator. And in terms of the mathematical model, it doesn't matter. So the interaction term is in the model either way. In the same way, we have the product of age times exercise in our model, and we can either look at exercise as the moderator, or we can look at age as the moderator. We can plot the graph either way or both ways, and what we see as our moderator variable is a theoretical question, not so much a mathematical question. From a mathematical point of view, the model is symmetrical, and as long as we have a significant B3 coefficient that is different from 0, it means there is an interaction effect. Now, if you would like to learn more about moderator effects and also potentially mediator effect, then check out my workshop that I teach for Quantfish on mediation and moderation. In the description you can find also additional resources, including other free workshops that I teach for Quantfish, so check out the description, and I hope I'll see you next time in another video here on the Quantfish channel.